So, hello and welcome everyone. We very warmly welcome you to another edition of the Sanchar Conversations, where we try to explore the lives of the legal luminaries of our country, the most esteemed and prestigious lawyers, what their stories are, what makes them who they are, and try to get some inspiration from that for ourselves as well. So today, on this occasion of Diwali, we have with us once again one of our most beloved mentors and seniors. He's the president of Delhi High Court Bar Association, and I think everyone across the country knows him just by the name of him and his legacy, which is there, obviously, which we'll try to explore today. So, briefly introducing Mr. Mohit Mathur. Sir is a senior advocate. He is currently the president of Delhi High Court Bar Association. He is a respected figure in the Indian legal community with a strong academic foundation in mathematics and law. His career reflects a dedication to excellence, learning, and leadership. Mentored by the late Shri G. Ramaswamy, former Attorney General of India, along with his family heritage, which we'll obviously try to explore through this session today. Mr. Mathur has developed an early passion for litigation and has since handled many high-profile cases. Sir, as the president of DHCBA, has introduced various initiatives to support the legal community, particularly the younger members. Sir has previously also graced this humble initiative with his kind presence and valuable knowledge and insights. And at the same time, Sir obviously has the most practical of insights, which I think anyone who has had the occasion of getting to know Sir has absolutely very clear insights about how Sir perceives his litigation in a very practical and a very systematic manner. Sir's advice to new litigators is clear: embrace hard work, continuously learn, and be prepared for a dynamic legal environment. Sir, with folded hands, we very, very warmly welcome you on this humble initiative. And sir, how are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, Keshav. Thank you very much. And in fact, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Diwali
Wish
because,
you a very happy Diwali, sir.
thank you. See, these interactive sessions, in whatever way, when you share your experiences, I've always said that life is too short to experience everything yourself. So better to learn from the experiences of others rather than suffer the same things again and again, each one. So these things always help you in not just in knowing what to do, but also sometimes to know what not to do. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity to me. And whatever little I can understand from life and whatever I can tell, if that helps my fraternity, why not?
So, sir, it's very vital that you said that whatever little that you have learned and said. So humility aside from that, but the most important factor, so there is this word which is called a generational lawyer, and that too when it comes to a third generation lawyer. If I ask someone what is a third generation lawyer, they may only try and attempt. But sir, you truly understand the meaning of you have lived the life, and that too not just with yourself, but considering Dinesh sir and your grandfather sir, the history and the heritage. So how would you define a third generation lawyer? And sir, what has your generation and experiences been?
I'd say a third generation lawyer is a tough thing to live. The difficulty is not just in being a third generation lawyer, but if you have history behind you and tall figures behind you, then it becomes equally challenging because you are always the butt of comparison. And what people forget sometimes is that what my father or my grandfather, when they are seen when they have reached that persona. They have reached a level, and that's why they become icons. You can't compare a baby in the field with a tall man. So that's one challenge which most second and third generation lawyers face. And I'm sure The others also would have their own bag of experiences when they are being compared with their fathers or their grandfather. But one thing is for sure, your legacy, whatever you have inherited, can only give you a platform. After that, this is a service industry where it's ultimately your performance which matters. If you can perform well and good, then only people will come back to you. So the first door shall be opened for you because of your inheritance. Thereafter, it's your perspiration, how much you can sweat it out.
So absolutely, sir. So your humility and your humbleness, sir, I think that is one thing which very starkly puts you at a very different pedestal from most of the other seniors. Obviously, everyone is very respected and loved by everyone. But what defines you is your humility and humbleness. So being a third generation lawyer and being where you are, so how so since we're trying to explore your journey, so how was your childhood? What are your first memories that you have? What was the first time you got to come to court? And how did you see a court then?
Uh, in, See, I belong to a joint family where my uncle was also, my Tauji was also a lawyer. He was the president of the Tisdari Bar in his times. Father was in the High Court because between the two, they had already, whatever arrangement as brothers they had done after their father's death, that one will take care of the High Court, the other will take care of district courts. My memories of my childhood about courts was only my father and my uncle rushing in the morning, and we were sometimes when we had our off days from school, there would be a panic in the house kitchen, as if we didn't know what the courts were and why this panic of that 9 o'clock paranoia. At 9 o'clock, everything was just concentrating on the two of them. And all of us had to wait for our breakfast also if we had gotten late in getting up. So I always thought that perhaps it's some kind of a deadline, like we have our school bell ringing, so they have something. Then the next thing I remember, whatever I can, is going on a cycle to see the new Delhi High Court building, the present building, when it was being constructed in the mid-70s. Our house at that time was in Old Delhi, which was about 3 kilometers away. So that was one joy that we had, was to cycle up to the High Court to see the building coming up. And on our way back, cousins would pick up an ice cream from the India Gate and then go back on the cycle, least realizing whether we'll end up in these buildings again ourselves. Because I was not too keen ever to come to this profession, because I always thought that my father never had got time for us. He was always so busy. So I always thought this is the last thing I'll go to. I was a good student myself, so it was not difficult for me to choose something else. I had good options, but when the divine has something in store for you, you better just lie back and enjoy. Because howsoever you may try and tire yourself out, it's tough. I had gotten
But
into the Delhi School of Economics, but fell in with cold and cough and fever, very high fever. So could go there in those 2 days. This time online was not there, nothing was there. So you had to go stand in the lines to make the fees and check your number in the university. Graduating from Stephens, I thought that I had options open. I did have options open, it was not the situation. But when I missed this bus, tried something else, applied for other things also, for masters. Not good. I was never keen for MBA, etc., which my other friends did. So a friend of mine who's also a senior advocate now, Mr. Kohli, Vivek Kohli, he and I were walking across the law faculty lawns to go to the arts faculty, the CLC at that time. And he said, यही कर लेते हैं यार तब तक जब तक कुछ और नहीं होता. That was not the time when entrance exams were there. So application डाल दी, and then, you know, with mathematics, obviously you get more marks than the others from the humanities and science. So we got in, and rest is all history.
So, but first of all, Stephens, Delhi School of Economics. Uh, so
I
law
never joined it because
But still, sir,
I
just
couldn't go
getting
there.
into it, sir, today these are the places where students, because so we've also, not very long ago, but we've also it's been some time that we've also passed through these gates. I still get to speak with so many students who are there who've attempted for numerous attempts who've given to get into one of these places, and yet they do not get into it. Stephens has become like I would say, the penultimate pinnacle of things today. So how was Delhi University for you? So as you mentioned with Kohli sir, you used to walk on the streets. What were the kind of things that used to happen at that point of time, which
I think
intrigued you guys?
I think we were all like any other normal students, and fortunately, our parents never pampered us. They ensured that we take the U special, and only in the last year, final year, that we got to drive a car, which though was standing at the house, but we were never allowed to drive it. On this simple shrug was, पहले पेट्रोल के पैसे कमाना तो सीखो. So that was it. Whenever the elder cousins would give you 102 rupees for getting filled some part of the petrol tank, then we could venture out taking the car. And it used to be a luxury. And 100 rupees at that time, getting out from your cousin was also a big deal. You had to do a lot of work for them to get that 100 rupees. So it was not that I think these days we pamper our children so much, and we allow the indulgence that people may laugh or scoff at these experiences. But I think in building us up to what we are today, all these small events, they fit into the jigsaw puzzle to make you what you are, to give you that experience, to enjoy those smaller moments, the nicer moments, which obviously walking on the street, you get to see and learn more than just driving a car. Going in a U special, the camaraderie that you build, it's a different experience. Riding pillion back as a pillion on a motorcycle, showing off in the university area at that time. Today you have all kinds of cars beaming around. It's a total different thing. That time a motorcycle was a huge thing. So I think we were normal students who enjoyed the physical games, physical movements and enjoyments rather than these virtual ones. Although video games had come at our time, but that was hardly, was not the choice of the majority. One samosa shared by two was because of the economics. So that's, I think, all those pleasures that we had, our friendships also grew because of that.
So please, this if you can shed a little light more about your friendships from college. Who are you still in touch with, and how did they shape you up?
Keshav, you'll be surprised. Ours was an all-boys school. We were in St. Xavier's, which is now a co-ed, but at our times it was a all-boys school. Our batch is still in touch today. And it's a regular feature. Every quarter we meet. We are now about 39 years past the 12th. And we run a trust. We run a trust by our batch people only. And we support 30 or probably 32 children in the school, providing them complete education, any redeeming classes if necessary, and any other activities or books or anything that they need. The trust supports them. About 46 odd members, that's the alumni of the batch, 44 or 46, I'm not too sure about the figure. We contribute annually into that corpus, a fixed sum, so that that corpus then is used for their education of these 32 people, which the school recommends. And the surplus that we get every year, because as a trust, you can't be a profit-making trust under the Indian laws. So whatever income we have extra, we use to make the infrastructure changes in the school, some kind of a facility improvement. Like today, they recommend interactive classes where it's smart screens and all, which allow the young kids to study, the kindergarten. So whatever extra money is there, we send it. So that way we are active meeting ground is that trust, and every year we have our own reunion besides the school reunion, and the trust continues. Similarly, from our college also, ever since our silver jubilee of passing out from 2013, our batch continues to meet. Maybe 15, 20, because, you know, college people thereafter, then they go into different areas of work. They select their own professions and jobs, which carry them and take them away. But however that we, I can say, although I unfortunately lost 2 years back one of my dearest friends from school. He was in US, and that was a big setback. We didn't know whether it was COVID or the vaccine or what was it that caused it, but I lost him. But there are still 6 or 8 of us from school who are practically in a, thanks to WhatsApp, on a daily, that WhatsApp group. And 3 of us are staying within the same vicinity. So an evening coffee is almost twice a week. So whenever the 2 or 3 of us are free, and it's not that it has to be a weekend, but we still meet. So the bonding continues. And similar is like, I mentioned Vivek's name, but Vivek and I go from college to law and then together. And today, fortunately, both of us are seniors. So in the court also, we continue to meet. I have been blessed by God. At least my friends have always been with me. They've always been supportive of me. They've been critical also, but criticality is only to the basis of criticism is only to improve me wherever they feel. And I think they have the right to do so also. That's what friendship is. So we continue to meet. So that way I am lucky. My friends from school, college, campus, law, and even now, I've not had a chance to split with any one of them. And God forbid, why should it happen?
So if I may just add that your friends and the family of people who love you truly, I think it must have only grown and it will only keep growing from so how you are and how you uh, treat everyone. So I think so again, so friendship. So that's one part. Then then you met ma'am also. And so how was that? How did you meet ma'am? What is the anything that
See,
you may choose to share with us?
uh, I don't have anything to hide. As I told somebody once in the court, they said we can also bring out your skeletons. I said I never had a cupboard, so where will I keep the skeletons? So I am that way a very open person, and I keep joking, which sometimes it's not acceptable by her, but she feels I'm too blunt, and I allow everyone to know about me and know about them. But the fact of the matter was that perhaps my family felt कि इससे पहले ये कोई खुद पकड़ के लाए, they selected a girl and got married.
So
So
were you
she
told
is
that?
that she is in fact a far more educated person than I am. Uh, but she left her job and other things to ensure that the family, the children, and she's slightly shy from the lawyer crowd. She feels that the lawyers have nothing to do except talk shop. So they either discuss their cases or they discuss judges. So she likes to stay away. So you won't find her in parties and all. She'll never come. She says, तुम lawyers के पास कोई काम नहीं है, सिर्फ वकीलों को डिस्कस करोगे, जजों को डिस्कस करोगे और अपने मुकदमे में आज क्या करके आए हो वो झंडे गाड़ोगे. So I am not interested in that.
सर बट झंडे तो आप गाड़ते रहते हो, तो आपको किसके साथ बात करने का मौका मिलता है या आपका भी तो सर कभी मन करता होगा? जैसे हम तो छोटी छोटी चीजें होती हैं, एक दिन अरे आज जज साहब ने आज तो बस यही बोल दिया कि हाँ नहीं नहीं यू आर्ग्यूड वेल, उस पे हम खुश हो जाते हैं, लाइक स्मॉल स्मॉल थिंग्स इफ समथिंग हैपेंस इन द कोर्ट. So when you're handling such matters, who do you share who do you get to speak with?
I don't think, Keshav, when you reach our ages, we discuss cases. We don't. Cases are things which happen in the courtroom, maximum in the canteen, and then finished. But as I told you, I come from a joint family. So one thing which was always set was, because with so many people uh, in the family, you can't have different timings for different persons. So the meal times used to be fixed. So in our household also, between 9 to 9:30, everyone is expected on the dining table. Otherwise, you fend for yourself. So the gossip time is the dining table time. You know, when you have as tall a figure as my father is, I don't think I can brag anything before him. He's been there, he's done it all.
But
So what
that's
can
so
you?
harrowing, sir. I can only imagine actually the someone was asking me and we were just everyone keeps discussing sir how we have generational lawyers who are there and how everything is so convenient for them. But sir, the shoes that you just mentioned, the kind of the it's marvelous to just imagine that the what you just said, sir, it's so relevant that you can't go before him and tell him that oh dad आज मैं ये करके आया. वो बोलेंगे okay ठीक है.
You know, the anticlimax will be so bad that you will probably forget what you achieved. So better not talk about it before him.
So one advice for everyone on how to deal with their fathers.
In your younger times, what you want to get from them, you have to only beg. I don't think there is any other thing. When you are able, actually, I think that may be a wrong way of saying things. You have to make them feel proud of you. And I tell you, most of the fathers are not very expressive. Your mothers are expressive. Your mothers would actually show their love, their affection, that their glee, their happiness in your achieving just one small step, one baby step, and oh, it will be all over the entire social network. आज मेरे बेटे ने ये अचीव कर लिया, चाहे दूसरों के बेटों ने 10 बार ही कर लिया होगा, but मेरे ने कर दिया आज. Fathers are generally not so expressive. At least the ones I've seen, my uncles, my friends, parents, and all, fathers, I didn't find them, barring a couple, the others were never very expressive. So, but they are very proud. They feel proud when their child has achieved something. Probably with their daughters, they express more. But for their son, they want him to be good. They want him to be at a level. They want him to achieve something. But वो अपनी तरफ से बोलने ना उनकी इज्जत के खिलाफ हो जाए. At least that's what our past generation was. They expect you. They aspire for you. They love you. But बोलने के लिए या pat on the back, sorry, you're not going to get it. They may compliment you, they may praise you before a third person. कि मेरे बेटे ने ना कर तो लिया मोहित ने, मगर वो मेरे को नहीं कहना. So I think it's always eluding me any kind of praise from him. But I know for a fact that he feels happy today because of the post-COVID complications. He stopped practicing. Initially, he did a couple of opinions and all. Some tried to do some VCs, but then he just couldn't come to terms with reconcile with the technology. So that's the reason. So he's basically walked out of the technology field. So but he comes to the canteen, and you would have seen him coming to the canteen. So back there, he sits there, enjoys his cup of coffee with the ever-changing scenario in the canteen with in his language.
So you made it amazing. The Delhi High Court canteen today, I think I top it over any restaurant, any 5-star, anything whatsoever. I want to come to all of that, sir, all your achievements in a bit, but this conversation, sir, I think this is pure gold, better than anything else I can ask you.
मैं तो वैसे ही बता रहा हूँ. This is a fact. At least I don't mince words. I'm not even saying what's there to hide. It's a human emotion. As a father, he's definitely bound to love me because he's given me so much. But giving me a praise, forget it.
Every single boy out there today is relating with you right now. Everyone who's going to see this recorded right now, everyone, sir, it's there. So, sir, how does this translate into your being a father?
I try to. I don't say it's for my children to say whether I have been a good parent or not, or whether I fall under that category. But yes, somewhere down the line, the male ego comes in, and even I don't go around patting the back of my son or my daughter. So I don't know, maybe it's male ego, but I always thought that this is the way I learned. Maybe if the result was good, maybe the process was good. So I, but to an extent of missing out on my father's time is what I tried to replenish and redeem with myself. It was redeeming myself only that I tried to spend time with them, and I decided long back, no work Sundays, unless and until they, when they grew up, that they said, okay, but they have their own time, they have their own agendas and things to do, like your concerts happening recently. So
So I understand they were there at the Diljit concert very recently.
naturally, yeah. So that time they leave it to you. You do what you want to do.
But I still remember, sir, and I want everyone to know also that today also the reason why we have the class. So we the last time we had early morning class timings, but off late they've all moved towards the evening for accommodating all lawyers and how things are for them. And so exactly what you said, families for everyone. So for today also, when we had this conversation with Mohit sir, so he stated very categorically that I want, that Keshav, I'll give you the time because this is the bigger family. But what is the, the real one, the closest one, which is there that for I want to make time for that. So we'll respect that time, sir, and we're deeply grateful to you for sparing this moment and conversation for us. So, sir, absolutely, sir, I can understand, sir. But sir, what I get, sir, you're a fantastic father. Like for all of us, also, you're like a father. So that way is, you're there, sir. You're that figure for us. कि आप अगर किसी को बच्चा बोल देते हो ना तो वो खुश हो जाता है उसका दिन बन जाता है उतने में बल्कि हफ्ता और महीना ठीक है सर साल बन जाए किसी का समझदार हो तो
देखो
बाकी उसमें
बात,
कुछ नहीं
I'll tell you one thing, Keshav. We in the Delhi High Court, at least, I can proudly claim, we are a family. We have always been a family. It's not that I am creating something new. I am only trying to revive what was there. The glory that it was, this High Court, you people have not seen. Many would not have seen. There was a tradition in the Delhi High Court that the senior most member on the table used to pay. And it was an unsaid thing. It was not even expected of the juniors to put their hands in the pocket to pay. Things have changed because the juniors are not respecting the seniors. I'm sorry to make that statement. सीनियर्स आके खड़े होते, हमारी हिम्मत नहीं होती थी हम कुर्सी पे बैठे रहें, मतलब उछल के आप कुर्सी से आज भी, despite the fact that it's been 10 years nearly when my gown changed to silk, but I still am not able to continue sitting if I see a person who is elder to me and I've known him in the profession is standing. I still get up. It was trained, it was ingrained in us. And that's why the seniors would never allow the juniors to pay. वो बेचारा 1 रुपए की, ₹1.25 की कॉफी उस टाइम की पीता था और 10 रुपए का बिल हमारा भरता था क्योंकि हम लोगों ने साथ में बन ऑमलेट भी खाया होता था. So that was an accepted norm. All across, the eldest would pay. Simple. And he would feel offended. अच्छा बहुत बड़ा वकील बन गया है तू, if you are paying. आज I see many seniors complaining to me कि मोहित, even if we want to, ये लोग समझते हैं कि हमने आज बेवकूफ बना दिया. No, they want to do it out of their own, from their own heart, because this is what the Delhi High Court was. One family, one big family. तो जो सबसे बड़ा है वो कर रहा है. बट अगर तुम उसको एक यूज करो कि भाई मैंने मुफ्त की चाय पीनी है या मैंने मुफ्त का खाना खाना है, तो दैट्स नॉट डन. पे द रिस्पेक्ट टू द, आप अपने घर में भी तो अपने बड़े को इज्जत देते हो, उसके लिए कुर्सी छोड़ते हो कि नहीं छोड़ते हो? आपके चचा, ताऊ, मामा, मामी, नाना, नानी या ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स को आ जाएंगे, तो क्या आप कुर्सी नहीं छोड़ोगे उनके लिए, या कहोगे बुजुर्गवार तुम खड़े रहो? What's the we are Indians. We have not become Americans or Westerners by birth or by putting it in our blood. The blood which runs in our veins is typically Indian.
So what in uh, in uh, in whatever little sense you can, so what would be the most crucial advice that you would want to give to young lawyers with respect to their conduct at the bar?
See, I'll not say there is one single most important, but I'd say there is a code which you must follow. One of them is don't fall to temptations. This jugaad theory should be the last thing to achieve, because you can climb high and jump up, but then when you jump up, you come down. Gravity pulls you back. That will be a hard feeling. So better ye hai कि be more stable. If you are more stable, you will go step by step. A pyramid has still stood for the last 5,000, 7,000 years. But the Colossus of Rhodes was one big single statue. It fell. Temple of Artemis is just one small block of stone which is left. But when you go with a stronger base, then obviously the structure is more sound and stable. So don't fall to temptation. Secondly, there is just no substitute for hard work. You cannot substitute hard work. You have to go through the rigors, you have to go through the toil. Tisra, don't compare yourself with somebody else. Compare with yourself. What you want to be, what you wanted to be, and where you are. If there is a deficit, how do you cover your SWOT analysis? And in court, something which you need to, according to me, I give a lot of importance to it, and that is your dress and your address. How do you dress up? If you are neat, careful, prim and proper, that shows that you've spent time on yourself. You are concerned about yourself. If you are concerned about your looks, I am sure you will be concerned about the cases you are handling. And simply, the second part of it is address. How do you address the court? How do you address your colleague at the bar? How do you address your junior? Which is very important. It actually reflects on your character. How do you address your junior who's sitting next to you, who's sitting with you in your office? When you assign him work, how do you respond to his returning back with the work or not returning back with the work? If you can marshal your facts, लॉ की इतनी फिक्र नहीं करनी चाहिए लोगों को. लॉ तो पता चली जाएगी. But what problem which the judges face, and they keep complaining to us, is that they are not even prepared with the facts. That a boy who's arguing the matter, when he's asked a particular thing, he's looking here and there. And last is the problem which the technology has created, which the judges are also at pains to actually deal with, is this great thing that you have, this mobile. सारी petition आपकी इसी mobile पे, and you are scrolling up and down before the judge. And they complain that the time wasted, when you see it cumulatively, in one case it may be 2 minutes or 3 minutes, But when you see it cumulatively, after every 20 cases, it means 1 hour wasted. So they say, instead of if you are to deal with the mobile, it's better to you better get a paper book. And if you can't get a paper book, at least, और दूसरा ये VC पे जब आ जाते हो आप, तो where are you sitting? You are in the courtroom. It's understandable that I am in a different court building, or I am in a different court, district court में हूँ मैं, और मैं high court नहीं पहुंच पाया. It's all right. Still you can see. But sitting in parks, sitting in a car, so they feel a little disturbed कि भाई हम भी तो कोर्ट में बैठे हैं. The other lawyers have also come. You are stuck in a different court is a separate thing. Or if you are sitting in your office and you are doing work, it's still understandable because the technology has permitted you to do. But don't treat it as a privilege. Don't treat it as your birthright and then make the other person feel as if he is an idiot. He is coming to the court, sitting as a judge, waiting for you to come join on the VC, and then he's not able to hear anything. जैसे अभी हमारा हो रहा था सवेरे. Think about yourself as a judge, and Mr. Mathur is not joining properly. Wherever he is sitting, he is not able to speak. I can't see him, I can't hear him.
So it's a fantastic thought to have. Absolutely, so like mind-blowing thought to have to be a judge and be expecting. Yeah, Mr. Mathur is supposed to come and address argues in this matters, arguments in this matter, and he's not coming. He's not appearing. He's not, whatever it may be. Kindly please address. It's just fantastic. So obviously, that'd be very different thoughts. But so you, sir, the best thing about you is you inspire to think beyond. So for everyone who is associated and who has joined us so far, I just want to tell you one more very interesting thing which happened recently. So while I was inviting sir for this class, so sir asked me a question. So are we going to do this in person or online? So that was something which, how do I say, it inspired me, sir, so much. It made me think so much that, and to dream. So honestly, it made me dream that there will be a point of time, hopefully, I sought your blessings also for that, that we may do such conversations while we're sitting together. We may have that infrastructure and all, and obviously, so we'll work hard for that. But that is the point of this conversation, sir. Everything that you say, sir, your life experiences, they make us realize that, sir, what actually truly it means to be you. Because when people see, sir, our seniors, like all of my friends and peers, they only see whatever is the better part or whatever is the more, fanciful part of it. But what is the truth behind a person? What are the struggles? What are the how you have moved step by step by step by step? All of these things are not things which people even want to imagine, that they
केशव
imagine
हम लोग बताते भी नहीं है.
he was born like पैसा बरस रहा था ऊपर से. ठीक है, जो जितने भी बाकी सारे जजेस और जितने सारे बाकी के वकील थे वो सबके सब ना बस अपने आप ही के साथ मिल रहे थे, एंड आपने कुछ किया ही नहीं. लाइक मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग में सर कोई भी व्यक्ति होगा जो देखेगा उसको ऐसा महसूस होगा. तो दैट इज व्हाई सर वी वांट टू हैव दीस कन्वर्सेशंस.
दूसरी बात ये भी है केशव कि इन अ स्मॉलर ग्रुप, इन स्मॉलर कोटरीज, जब हम अपने एस्केपेड्स डिस्कस करते हैं, अपने एडवेंचर्स डिस्कस करते हैं, तो हम बताते हैं कि भाई जरूरी नहीं है हमारी वाली गलतियां तुम भी करो. आई वॉज द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द कैंपस लॉ स्टूडेंट्स यूनियन. तो ये थोड़ी है कि हमारी वहां मुठभेड़ नहीं हुई पुलिस से. ये थोड़ी है कि हमारे वहां केसेस नहीं रजिस्टर होते थे. भाई इफ यू आर अ स्टूडेंट लीडर तो जरूर कहीं ना कहीं तुम्हारे मुठभेड़ होगी. बट दैट डजंट मीन कि तुम भी कराओ कि भाई यही एक तरीका है टू ग्रो अप. नो, लर्न के हाउ डू यू सर्कमवेंट इट, हाउ कैन यू अवॉइड इट. Make your task easier by hearing and reading and learning from others. एक तो अब आजकल ये भी कम हो गया है, कैंटीन बड़ी होने का नुकसान भी हुआ है। पहले कैंटीन छोटी होती थी ना हमारी,
सर
तो
बहुत
सारी
खूबसूरत
खबरें मिल जाती थी।
ओके सर।
तो अगर एक सीनियर अपना किस्सा सुनाता तो सबको पता चल जाता था क्या हुआ। अब तो बहुत बड़ी हो गई।
मेरी सबसे रिक्वेस्ट है जो कोई भी इसको देख रहा है कि आपको जब जीवन में मौका मिले प्लीज दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट बार की कैंटीन एक बार आके देखिएगा। एंड इट्स नॉट जस्ट दैट इट लुक्स फैंसी और इट्स फैंटास्टिक टू बी एट और सिट एट और you're surrounded by such legends, but the food you will eat over there, the coffee you will get over there, आप पूरे देश में कहीं चले जाओ आपको मिल ही नहीं सकता सर। दिस इज व्हाट आई कैन सर। मैं एफिडेविट्स मेरे को तो पसंद ही नहीं है, सर्विस वाला एफिडेविट भी देना, लेकिन इस बात का मैं एफिडेविट दे सकता हूँ बिल्कुल खुल के। It's just fantastic the kind of things that have happened. So I wanted to come to that also. जो अचीवमेंट्स एंड जो भी अभी पास्ट पर्सपेक्टिव्स आपके बार को लेके रहे हैं, एंड मैं तो सब भविष्य भी डिस्कस करना चाह रहा था, आपसे पूछना चाह रहा था व्हाट आर योर व्यूज, बिकॉज आपने इतना कुछ करके लेगेसी पैंडेमिक निकाला है सर। आपने बीइंग द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ डीएचसीबीए, दैट वाज नॉट, आई डोंट थिंक आपने इतनी सारी खूबसूरत लेगेसी की बात की जो लोगों ने आपको बना के दी, लेकिन उसके बावजूद आई डोंट थिंक एनीवन हैड टू गो थ्रू द पैंडेमिक और सच सिचुएशंस बीइंग द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द बार। So, sir, since we're discussing this only right now, so what have your views been, sir? How was handling the bar during the pandemic for you?
See, I can't oversimplify it. Today it is past, so we can smile and say, all right, ho gaya. But every day was a struggle at that time, Keshav. Every day was a struggle, and you were not getting any good news. Media was full of all kinds of things. And if you had read in the recent past about the US Supreme Court saying that sari vaccination bekar ki bakwas thi. So what the hell were we doing? We were all guinea pigs. So it was only you were actually racking your brains on how to survive yourself, save your family at the same time when you have the responsibility on your shoulders of another group of people whom you love, you want to mingle with, you work with. And it was every day was a harrowing experience. Every day was a challenge, getting things organized. I distinctly remember पहले वो RT-PCR टेस्ट के लिए हमने सेंटर खुलवाया so that people were not getting that opportunity, getting their test results. तो वो एक RT-PCR का, we got a center opened at the High Court parking area so that people could drive in, get themselves tested and go, and their results would come. Then the Delta wave was a crazy thing where we lost more than 150 people from the bar. So that was, in fact, a sad moment. Lost a couple of seniors also. That the elders were fatigued, the elders suffered. I personally also, my father suffered because of COVID and post-COVID complications. But at the same time, I couldn't leave the job at the High Court to just anybody. So had to be there. Then the livelihood was an issue. Jaan bachaye ya kaam bachaye. That was a challenge. So all in all, whatever, by God's grace, we have been able to survive. I can only say God was kind. We were able to manage things. No point in just recounting what we did. But I can only say that the fraternity was resilient. We came back from the brink and then fought back. Opening the courts again was a challenge. The judges were scared, the staff was scared, because ultimately the paralegal staff which is involved in the working of the courts is also a big issue. Now they were a little scared. How do you work? Because आपको order मिल जाएगा तो order की copy तो कोई type करके देगा, उसको भी तो काम करना है. Working at 33% strength in the courts, then getting the chambers to open. I distinctly remember my hats off to my team at that time of the executive committee. Those young kids, some of them had their own family members in the hospital, yet they would stand in the heat to get the chambers opened in an orderly manner. And it was very easy for everyone in the authorities to say, "Arey bhai, you have to maintain discipline, you have to maintain distance." भाई लोगों को रोटी नहीं मिल रही, तुम्हें डिस्टेंस की लगी. So it was a tough call. Then fortunately seniors were very kind. They gave money whoever had surplus so that the younger kids could get some kind of a stipend. हमारे भी restrictions थी, हमारे भी इतना हमारे पास है नहीं कोई, हमारे को we are not RBI. We can print notes and give it to people. तो जो हमारे कॉर्पस इकट्ठा कर सके उसी में से बांटा. We didn't want to tax the bar association funds because we didn't know when this is going to end. With no end in sight and all the TV news always giving everything in a very gloomy fashion. But glad that it is over. Whatever one can say. It's a beautiful life. And as they always say, it's good to be alive.
Absolutely, sir. And sir, to be alive at a time when we have such fantastic people through whom we get the blessings. So, अगर सर भगवान अगर है तो जहाँ भी है दिखता तो नहीं है, तो वो सर सीनियर्स के थ्रू आके आशीर्वाद देता है. जैसे सर आप अपने सीनियर्स की आप जब बात करते हैं, सर यही चीजें आई थिंक जो मैं चाहूंगा कि मुझ में और मेरे साथ के जितने हम यंग कलीग्स हैं, अब जो मुझसे भी जो यंग कलीग्स हैं, जो लॉ स्टूडेंट्स हैं, दैट दे मे आल्सो चूज टू इम्बाइब दिस वन पर्टिकुलर फीलिंग फ्रॉम यू ऑफ द फ्रेटर्निटी. And so I think it'll greatly benefit everyone in that particular context.
एक और चीज याद रखो केशव,
So
ये फ्रेटर्निटी आपको जो है ना बड़ा या छोटा बनाती है. अगर आप अच्छे हो इस फ्रेटर्निटी में तो आपको बड़ा मानते हैं, आपके घर वाले तो आपको वही मानेंगे जो थे आप,
सब कुछ नहीं मानते.
क्योंकि उनके लिए तो आप वही हो ना. आप सडनली ग्रो नहीं कर जाओगे उनके लिए. ये तो इस फ्रेटर्निटी में ही है जो आपका ओहदा बढ़ता है. Is can people hear me? अशोक जी.
जी सर.
ये क्या केशव का वो डिस्कनेक्ट हुआ है?
हाँ,
केशव का डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया क्या?
हाँ शायद हो गया, उन्होंने मुझे को होस्ट बना दिया था सर.
अच्छा
आ गए
आ गया.
इलेक्ट्रिसिटी ने भी बोला कि यार ये ना ये केशव अब ना ये दिल के दुखड़े नहीं रोने यहाँ, और उसने भी बोला कि आई जस्ट चेंज इन स्विच. तो इट्स स्टॉप मी सर. आंसू अरे सर अब मैं अकेला नहीं हूँ सर, सारे जितने मेरे दोस्त हैं वो भी सर ऐसी बातें करते हैं, और सबके साथ दुखी हैं. बट सर वन थिंग विच सर आपने जहाँ पर हिट किया ना वो पेरेंट्स वाली कहानी से, कि सर वो एब्सोल्युटली इट्स द ट्रूथ सर. दिस इज वेयर ऑल ऑफ अस आर सर. वी ऑल रेजोनेट रिलेट विद यू सो मच. जो आप चीजें बोलते हो उनकी सच्चाई उनकी इस तरीके से सबको बहुत छूती है सर. प्लीज सर, आई एम सो सॉरी मैंने आपको इंटरप्ट किया था लास्ट टाइम फिर लाइफ में.
नहीं, मैं तो यही कह रहा हूँ, मैं तो क्या भाई आपको ये फ्रेटर्निटी ही बनाती है, यही फ्रेटर्निटी ही आपकी है. My senior, you know what he used to say, Mr. Ramaswamy? वो जूनियर रखते थे जन्म पत्री देख के, और उनका कहना ये था कि एक जूनियर और सीनियर जो है प्रोफेशन में, वो अपने जागते हुए जो आपके 16 घंटे हैं, उसमें से 12 घंटे तो आप उनके साथ हो, अपने जूनियर के साथ। तो अगर उसके साथ मेरी जन्म पत्री नहीं मिटती, तो बाकी के 4 घंटे में मैं क्या कर लूंगा? तो इसलिए फ्रेटर्निटी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट।
Certainly,
बाकी
sir.
बाकी तो जिंदगी जैसे है सब।
Certainly, sir. तो सर आई जस्ट प्रे कि हम लोग कंट्रीब्यूटरी मेंबर्स बन पाए फ्रेटर्निटी के। आपके आशीर्वाद से सर वील ऑल ट्राई, दैट्स व्हाट वी कैन डू। बट बाकी सब ब्लेसिंग्स आप सबकी कंटिन्यूड इसीलिए चाहिए सर। ऑल्सो सर वन थिंग आई रिमेंबर, आपने टाइम मुझे कहा था दैट 11:30 इज द टाइम लिमिट फॉर दैट, बट सर जस्ट वन और टू लिटिल थिंग्स बिकॉज आई एक्चुअली सर आई तो वांटेड टू, आई डोंट नो, आई प्रिपेयर्ड लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, ट्राई टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ रिसर्च. So, but irrespective, I'll not take a lot more time. Just two more things I think which are most important for at least effectively culminating this, since it's also Diwali. So, sir, one is that, so sir, आपने भी हमें बार के पास्ट के बारे में भी बताया, बल्कि वी वर सो लकी कि आपने तो हमें वो टाइम तक बता दिया जिस टाइम पे ये वाली कोर्ट की बिल्डिंग बननी शुरू हुई थी। हम तो अब नए ब्लॉक्स देख रहे हैं, बट जिस टाइम पे ओरिजिनल बिल्डिंग भी जब बन रही थी, तो सर पास हो गया सब। अब थोड़ा रीसेंट पास भी हो गया पैंडेमिक वगैरह का सर, कंसिडरिंग आल्सो दैट यू बीन द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द बार सिंस 2019 up till 2024 now it has been. So where do you, so today, where do you see that, where the bar, Delhi High Court Bar Association is at, where is that place today, and where do you see it, or what should be the things that should be on the priority for the upcoming whatever new bar association is formed?
It's a very hypothetical question, because you know you can always discuss history, but discussing future or anticipating future is a very hypothetical thing. I'm sure those who come in, the younger lot, for future purposes, not just the immediate future, but even little later, has one advantage. They have joined this profession by way of an informed choice. The 5-year courses ensure that you actually intended to be in the law. So when you just join this profession for yourself, for joining in the as a profession, for your calling, for your livelihood, one should keep in mind and remember for sure that this has been one of the noblest professions, like medicine, where you are dealing with the lives of people, their health. Similarly, here you are also dealing with their rights, their life, their security, their families, etc. So as a noble profession, keep the perspective of nobility higher than your income, the revenue. If you keep that higher, I think we are safe. Treat it as a service, not as a business. If, and I'm sure at least the ones whom I see in the fray who are contesting, I see them that वो लोग तो safe ही लग रहे हैं. At least there is no history of any sorts behind them which can cause an alarm. But one part where I am actually concerned and disturbed also is the excessive interference of the authorities concerned in the affairs. And this is happening because we have a bad tendency of recent past, like two small kids running up to the teacher or to their parent and quibbling about our issues and asking them to settle it. So if we ask somebody else to be the arbiter, obviously control is lost from you. Bars have been great, and bar leaders have been great doyens because they had the greatness in them to show to the world that we can handle things. If you tell people we can't handle things, we are an unorganized sector, we are unorganized in our behavior, then it will be a problem in future. जब हम अपने जब our entire profession is to fight for the rights. So why should we only fight for the rights after we get the fee from the client? We should also consider our own rights. Your right under Article 19(1)(c) to create an association of persons is your choice. Your freedom of expression. Your 19(1)(a), where has it gone? Why do we forget the Washington Post case, which made the President of the United States leave his office? Why are we scared? Why are we falling to temptation or under fear? Because if you are under fear or you are under a motivated thing, then you can't do this service. Then the bar is in danger. You talk of the great leaders, please see their history, their conduct. They've always stood tall. They stood erect. So stand for your rights, stand for yourself. Don't allow others to regulate you. You self-regulate. And if there is a deviant amongst you, pull him up. But do it yourself. Not allowing others to handle. That will not secure the future. It will only endanger it. फिर कोई revolutionary आएगा तभी जाके कुछ होगा. So let's not let it slide down. Let's maintain it. अभी तक fortunately our bar has always stood tall. The Delhi High Court bar has been cohesive. We have, fortunately, we have leaders who have always said, even the past leaders have always stood by their present successors and always assured them that even if there is a mistake that you have committed, even if there is a fault that you are committing, we are with you. All right, correct yourself, we are with you. That gives a lot of assurance. That gives a lot of confidence. My only take on things is, bar is good. Future seems to be with people who have joined this bar with the clear intent that they wanted to join the bar. So hopefully they will carry on the good tradition, and hopefully we'll see far greater leaders coming out from Delhi.
तो आपके गाइडेंस से एंड आपकी ब्लेसिंग से मेरा पूरा विश्वास है कि ये सारी जो प्रोफेसीज है सच ही होंगी और दिल्ली बार का नाम हमेशा उठता जाएगा. एंड अगेन मैं अभी भी सबको बोल रहा हूँ, प्लीज जो दिल्ली आए एक बार दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट, इफ यूर अ लॉयर प्लीज डू विजिट. एक बार सिर्फ देखना आप, एक बार वो जो नया एस ब्लॉक है, मतलब 5-star होटल्स फेल है उसके सामने. सो द काइंड ऑफ वर्क दैट हैज हैपेंड ओवर देयर, द काइंड ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन व्हिच इज देयर, द काइंड ऑफ इवेंट्स वगैरह भी सर जिस किस्म की सारी चीजें वहां पर चलती रहती हैं, एवरीथिंग इट्स जस्ट फैंटास्टिक. One thing that I sir seek your my sir like an imbecile I will want to ask you for is that when we sir we want one more session with you, because one thing which you mentioned which actually strikes the chord with every single young lawyer today, and that is uh, with respect to यही जो बात है कि sir how does one, what are the kind of things that young lawyers can do from where they can probably get some kind of money to maintain the nobility. बिकॉज सर लॉ फैकल्टी के स्टूडेंट्स हैं सर, हम लोग भी अभी भी 2,500 रुपये वहाँ सेमेस्टर की फीस है, और वो तो बच्चा दे देता है किसी तरीके से. लेकिन उसके बाद जो सर आगे जो लॉ प्रोफेशन में आके जो स्ट्रगल है, और यूजुअली सर जो 6 ईयर लॉ कंप्लीट करता है वो तब तक अराउंड 30 के आसपास पहुंच रहा होता है, या फिर 27-28 के आसपास होता है. तो उस स्टेज पे उसको अब जैसे जैसे शादी लगा लेते हैं अगर किसी को करनी हो, तो उसके लिए सम बैलेंस, सम काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स आर नीडेड फॉर एटलीस्ट दिखाने के लिए कि लड़का है तो लायक तो है. वरना तो वो ट्रेडिशंस वही चल रही हैं कि जो और कुछ नहीं करता लॉ करता है, बोलते और कुछ भी नहीं करता, इसके पास कुछ है भी नहीं, तो एक काम करो इसको ना साइड में ही करो. तो ये सारी चीजें जो आप सबकी
Keshav,
ब्लेसिंग
this
से.
this problem has actually happened ever since you opened it as a factory. पहले यूनिवर्सिटीज के साथ कनेक्टेड थी लॉ कॉलेजेस, और आप एक नंबर गेम देख लो. In 2011, when I became the secretary of the bar, the strength of the membership was 10,500 or some odd. Today we are at 39,000. 29,000 people or 28,000 people have joined in the last 13 years. Just the Delhi High Court bar. So on an average, if you see, you are having 2,200 to 2,300 people joining the profession, this bar in 1 year. But that's over 13 years. But to be exact, in the last 2 years, an unimaginable 10,000 have joined
2 years.
in just last 2 years. And the reason is that the other bar associations, they find, were not giving them more facilities. And the High Court bar, over the period of pandemic, whatever we displayed, we've shown that, yes, we are a resilient bar. We are there with our members, not just the association, the executive, but even individually, several lawyers, several groups of lawyers carried out charitable activities. तो एक attraction हो गई है. अब आप बताओ, आप 39,000 people. It's the largest bar in the country, in Asia, not just in the country. We have overtaken Tisazari bar long back, which used to be the largest bar. तो आप जब इतने सारे लोग आ जाओगे, members, तो उनको प्लेसमेंट भी चाहिए, तब जाके तो उनको कुछ कमाई होगी, तब जाके वो शादी के लायक होंगे. इन योर वर्ड्स
सर बिल्कुल बैंग ऑन सर. इतने सारे सिंगल घूम रहे वकील सर, यंग नौजवान बहुत मेहनती लड़के, बेहतरीन से बेहतरीन.
बट वो रीजन एक प्रॉब्लम अलग है, बड़ी एक पिक्यूलियर प्रॉब्लम है. आई कैन गो ऑन एंड ऑन एंड ऑन.
सर मैं मेरे को पता है नाउ, राइट नाउ आई एम गोइंग एब्सोल्युटली ऑन द मर्सी ऑफ दिस ऑनरेबल कोर्ट, दैट दिस ऑनरेबल कोर्ट इज इंडल्जिंग, सो वी आर टेकिंग दैट इंडल्जेंस बिकॉज़ वी आर एब्सोल्युटली बियॉन्ड द टाइम नाउ.
केशव,
तो
पता
सर
क्या है, देखो
दिवाली है, दिवाली करके मैंने कहा कि मैं थोड़ी थोड़ी लिबर्टी ले लूं, और थोड़ा
नहीं,
बाकी
इतने
सबका भी
पटाखे
शायद
मत
किसी का
बजाओ,
कल्याण हो जाए.
इतने पटाखे मत बजाओ. See, the thing is के जो मैंने कहा ना कि आप ना डोंट फॉल फॉर टेम्पटेशन. क्या आज की तारीख में ना जो बच्चा आता है वो अपने पीयर ग्रुप को देखता है कि मेरा दोस्त जो है मेरे साथ स्कूल में पढ़ता था, he is today placed and he is getting a job of about 25,000 bucks. When I come into this profession at the age of 23, 24, 25, वो 25,000 कमा रहा है और मेरे को क्या दे रहा है मेरा सीनियर? कुछ भी नहीं. तो इससे अच्छा तो मैं खुद ही कर लूं. But you have not learned the tricks of the trade.
So
You don't know the ropes. तो होता क्या है वो एक एडहॉकिज्म आ जाता है। केस पकड़ूंगा, 2 पैसे कमाऊंगा और फिर कुछ होगा। तो ऑन योर मैरिज प्रोफाइल यू हैव नथिंग, इट्स अ क्वेश्चन मार्क। अगर वही चीज बच्चा वही आए और अगर 1000 सीनियर हैं तो चलो जी, एट एन एवरेज 3 अगर उन्होंने रख लिया, 3000 बच्चे कनेक्ट हुए और आगे बढ़े। अच्छा, फिर क्या है, एक सीनियर्स की भी डिपेंडेंस हो जाती है जो अच्छा जूनियर होता है। वो उसके साथ 1 साल 2 साल की ट्रेनिंग की बजाय वो 4 साल 5 साल चली जाती है कहानी। तो वो 1 सीट या 2 सीटें वो 2 जनों को नहीं मिली ना। और ये लोग पे तुम्हारी डिपेंडेंस हो जाती है, क्योंकि सीनियर सोचता है कि यार इतना अभी मैंने 2 साल इसको सिखाया, अब तो ये कुछ करने लायक हुआ है, और अब अगर ये छोड़ के चला जाएगा तो फायदा क्या। तो देयर इज अ सेल्फिश मोटिव which the seniors have, that I have trained this fellow for 3 years, now he is worth something, now if he leaves me I'll have to train somebody again. So instead of 25 I'll give him 50. That man is in a comfort zone, so he sticks there. It's a vicious circle. So the new fellow doesn't get the placement, the old fellow doesn't go out in the open, otherwise he can be a boss himself. So the pyramid grows then. If he leaves in 3 years and starts his own, he'll keep somebody who's fresh. So instead of 2 people employing, now there's only 1 man and he's also not employing because he still has the same junior. So
Complacency.
this cycle is because of comfort. Everybody wants to be in a comfort zone. And I am equally to be blamed. So would you be tomorrow. Because what we want is, we don't want to share our wealth.
No, sir, you're not there to blame. आप अभी भी हमारे साथ आप ऐसे में, sir, we are a very humble
I
initiative.
am
आप
talking,
कुछ
Keshav,
नहीं
I
कर
am
रहे.
talking,
In
when
general.
I say me, I mean the class of seniors. As one class, as a representative of the class, we need to learn to share our wealth. When we learn that, the youngster will be far more secure. See, if today the demand of a youngster is, मेरा एक तो मोबाइल चलना चाहिए, मेरी कन्वेंस हो जाए, और मुझे घर से पैसे ना मांगने पड़े फॉर माई नीड्स, ताकि मेरी सेल्फ एस्टीम जो है वो लोअर ना हो. For some youngsters, maybe 20,000 is sufficient for that purpose. For some, it may be 30,000. But with this factory business, then you talk of undercutting. In the High Court, this undercutting is not there, but in district courts, it's there. कह रहे मेरे को इसने जूनियर जो है, what is he going to do? He is going to do a little bit of ministerial task only. तो मैं किस बात के लिए सिर्फ 20,000 रुपए दूं? मैं घर ले जा रहा हूं 1 लाख रुपए, मगर मैं उसे नहीं दूंगा. I am not going to get poorer by paying him 10,000 more. But I want to enrich myself with that 10,000. तो वो क्या करेगा? वो कहीं टेढ़ी मेढ़ी हरकत करेगा. Because ultimately he has to survive. It's survival of the fittest. The Darwinian theory applies everywhere. It's human behavior. It's the animal instinct. Humans में फिर भी emotion है, but it's an animal instinct. I have to survive.
सर ये सेम जो प्रॉब्लम जो आपने हाईलाइट किया है सर, बहुत ही सिमिलर एक इशू इस टाइम पे सुप्रीम कोर्ट बार में भी मुझे देखने को मिला कि जो एओआर्स हैं सर, वहाँ पर जो सीनियर एडवोकेट्स हैं उनके जो क्लर्क्स हैं उनके लिए है कि जैसे 10% अप्रोक्सीमेटली इज व्हाट इज रिजर्व फॉर देम, कि वट एवर इज द फीस पे 10% क्लर्केज जो क्लर्क को जाएगी। और लेकिन जो एओआर हैं सर, दे आर बीइंग अंडरपेड, उनको कुछ नहीं दे रहे। और उसके बाद अब सीनियर सर अपने मन की लेते हैं, वो तो हमने सबने पर्चे देखे हैं 1.5 करोड़ रुपए के भी, कि एक दिन के अपीयरेंस के। अब सर वो अब जो भी है लिखा तो था कहीं ना कहीं पर, आई डोंट नो द आई कांट क्लेम द ट्रूथ ऑफ दैट। बट अब सर उसके बाद उसका अगर 10%, 5% सर, 1% ही मैं एज्यूम कर लूँ अगर अपने रिस्पेक्ट में, so then if that is paid to that, but the AORs on the other hand, like they are absolutely aggrieved in this respect. वो बोलते हैं कि यार हमसे साइनिंग, हमें जैसे अभी आई थिंक इस पे कोई गाइडलाइंस ही बनाना चाह रही सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑन दिस पर्सपेक्टिव इटसेल्फ, दैट व्हाट एग्जैक्टली शुड बी द पर्सपेक्टिव। मुरलीधर सर को उसमें उन्होंने अपॉइंट किया है। तो पता नहीं सर, ये तो मतलब एक वैसी चीज है सर, जेन्युइनली दिस इज समथिंग, एंड विद फोल्डेड हैंड सर, इस दिवाली में आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि इस दिशा में सर जरूर आपका और बाकी सारे सीनियर्स का, सर आप करेंगे तो कुछ डेफिनेटली ख्याल आएगा। बार काउंसिल ने भी अभी किया है कि वो 25,000 रुपए अर्बन एरियाज और 15,000 रुपए रूरल एरियाज में देना शुरू करो उसको जूनियर के रिस्पेक्ट में। सर ये चीजें इंप्लीमेंट हो। सर आपने इतनी इंपॉर्टेंट बात अभी छेड़ी है सेल्फ एस्टीम की, सर सेल्फ एस्टीम खत्म है यंग वकीलों की, कि लिटरली सर देयर इज, सर हम उस प्रोफेशन से आते हैं कि हमारे साथ की जो आपने बिल्कुल आपने एक एक बात आपने सही कही है, कि हमारे साथ के जो बच्चे हैं, जो हमारे साथ पढ़ते थे, हमारे साथ के जो दोस्त हैं सर, वो इस टाइम पे प्राइवेट कंपनियों में कुछ भी कर रहे हो, ना करते हो सर, लाख लाख, 1.5 लाख, 2-2 लाख रुपए सैलरीज कमा रहे हैं। हमें ये ऑप्शन आता है कि अगर तुम वकालत छोड़ दो तो तुम किसी भी दूसरी इंडस्ट्री में जाके 2-3 लाख रुपए कमा सकते हो एक महीने का, जो कि तुम यहाँ पर सब कुछ सैक्रिफाइस करके जो तुम्हें मिल रहा है उस महीने, क्लाइंट फीस भी नहीं देता, आप उसका अच्छे से अच्छा काम कर दो, ऐसी चीजें कर दो कि वो किसी को भी विश्वास ना हो कि यार ये काम सच में वाओ इट वाज पॉसिबल एंड इट हैपेंड। एंड उसके बावजूद फीस तक के लिए सर वो गायब हो जाते हैं, ऐसी ऐसी कहानियां सुनाते हैं सर, इट जस्ट अनफॉर्चुनेट कि the kind of things that young guys have to go with respect to financial stability, sir, it's most important। And this Diwali sir, it's my humblest prayer to you that sir, not today, not tomorrow, but जैसे आपने बताया step by step sir, ये alleviate करा दीजिए सर। सर आई जस्ट टेक सर, क्योंकि आप इतना आप लिबर्टीज दे देते हैं, तो मैं 1 मिनट की आपसे और रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा
भाई
कि,
1 ही मिनट दूंगा।
सर बिल्कुल सर, सो काइंड ऑफ यू, कि सर आई हैव सीन ऑल, ये जितने टीवी वाले सेलिब्रिटीज होते हैं इन लोगों को मैं देखता हूँ सर, मैंने मास्टर्स की पब्लिक रिलेशंस में, आई गॉट टू वर्क विद अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, ऑल बिगेस्ट ब्रांड्स इन द कंट्री, पोर्शे इंडिया, प्रॉक्टर एंड गैम्बल इंडिया, पता नहीं कौन कौन। और आज से 10-12 साल पहले सर, वकालत शुरू भी करने से पहले, और उसके बावजूद सर मेरे को ये पता है कि वो कोई सेलिब्रिटीज नहीं है, उनको पैसे देके ना कुछ भी बुलवाया जा सकता है, एनीथिंग एट ऑल। वेराज अगर मुझे पता है कि मैं आपसे इस कन्वर्जेशन के लिए भी मैं बात करना चाहूंगा ना, तो आई हैव टू बी वेरी पर्टिकुलर अबाउट व्हाट आई से, एंड आई हैव टू बी वेरी पर्टिकुलर अबाउट व्हाट यू से। एक एक चीज मुझे आपकी सुन के समझ के इंटरप्रेट करके, आई हैव टू बी ऑन पॉइंट ऑन टारगेट एंड नथिंग। आपने एक एक चीज जो बोली, वो कितना आपने मेटिकुलसली एक एक एलिमेंट सोच के, सिर्फ ये नहीं कि इस कन्वर्जेशन में कितने लोग हैं, या इसको कोई यूट्यूब पे देखे, या फिर इसलिए कि कोई इसको ज्यादा देखे, कि इसलिए कुछ उस वाले पर्सपेक्टिव के ऊपर यहाँ पर हमारी कन्वर्सेशन चली हो। वहां पर कॉन्सेप्ट ये होता है कि लोग जाए भाड़ में, दुनिया जाए भाड़ में, देश जाए भाड़ में, बस मुझे जो मिल रहा है मेरी जेब भर जाए। और उसके लिए लोग सर लाखों करोड़ों रुपए खर्च कर रहे हैं। बट यही सर जो रियल हीरोज हैं, जो आप लोग जो काम कर रहे हैं, आप सर, आप लोगों ने ये बार बनाई है, आपने देखा है इसको बनते हुए, आपने कंट्रीब्यूट किया उसके अंदर, तब हम आ पाए हैं इसके अंदर। और अब हम सोचते हैं हमारा क्या भविष्य हो सकता है। तो सर ये चीज, जो रियल सेलिब्रिटीज हैं, जो रियल हीरोज हैं, पहली चीज सर, दे नीड टू बी हाईलाइटेड, विच आर द एडवोकेट्स, जो हमारे सीनियर्स हैं। और सर दूसरी चीज कि उसको सर मेंटेन कर पाने के लिए कहीं ना कहीं पे, ये जितने जो आपके जो जूनियर्स हैं सर, हम सारे जो पूरी जो एक फ्रेटर्निटी है, हम जो लीग है सर, नॉट एवरीवन हैज, मेरे साथ के सर जितने बच्चे पढ़ते थे, 2,500 रुपए की फीस थी। कोई कहीं से आया, कोई कहीं से आया, कोई कहीं से आया, सबकी फैमिलीज अलग अलग थी, और कुछ लोगों के लिए वो ही था अफोर्ड करने का। उन लोगों के लिए सर इस टाइम पे, अगर एंड वेरी कॉम्पिटेंट माइंड्स, बट उनको अगर एक ऐसी जगह पे compete करने के लिए रखा जाए जहां पर सामने वालों के पास, मतलब लिटरली सर वहां खड़े होने के लिए नहीं है, मतलब आई एम सीइंग सर, जिन लोगों ने कर लिया है वो भी परेशान है, जो कुछ भी किया है, चाहे कोई अकेले रह रहा हो, चाहे कोई शादी करके रह रहा हो, चाहे कोई पेरेंट्स के साथ रह रहा हो, सर ये तो बहुत किस्मत की बात है कि इस टाइम पे एटलीस्ट एक हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस वाला एक एलिमेंट आप लोगों ने करवा दिया सबने, दैट वी हैव दैट टुडे। And sir, these are very valuable things for all of us, sir. इट मे सीम वेरी डिफरेंट सर। जो दिल्ली में पड़ा बड़ा है, दिल्ली बॉय है, उसके लिए तो बहुत ही अलग है। प्रिविलेजेस बैकग्राउंड से मैंने तो देख लिया, पैसा कितना भी हो जाए कम हो जाता है जब ऊपर वाला नहीं चाहता कि हो। तो बस यही सर मेरी इस दिवाली आपसे एक ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि हम सबका सर, अब मेरा तो सर छोड़ो, मेरा तो जो होगा देखेंगे, बट बाकी जितने जो सारे बच्चे जो आपका जो बिल्कुल रिलाई करते हैं आपके ऊपर कि इन सब का कुछ कल्याण हो जाए। तो दैट्स माय रिक्वेस्ट टू यू। एंड आई एम सॉरी आई टुक आई थिंक मोर देन 1 minute।
Yeah, I can only try.
सर
I
तो
I
दैट्स
don't
इनफ।
I don't claim to be a person who knows it all. I don't claim to be a person who has any kind of a magic wand. But I know one thing for sure. I have one quality, and that is I am able to take and borrow knowledge, understanding, and the wisdom of others, and who for whom I knock the doors and get it from them. So I can only try with the help of the others. Maybe we are able to come out with some kind of a thing. I know it's a very disconcerting, discomforting thing, because this will spoil the future of this profession. So let's
सर
hope.
एटलीस्ट सर, बिकॉज आई एम गेटिंग दिस, एटलीस्ट लोगों को ये पता चल पाए कि व्हाट आर द काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स दैट एन एडवोकेट कैन डू। कि अगर जो रिटेनरशिप्स क्या होती हैं, कहाँ से सॉलिसिटेशन क्या होती है सर। एक तो शब्द है ना, जो पढ़ता है उसको तो दिमाग ही खराब कर दिया। क्यों? सॉलिसिटेशन तो कुछ भी हो सकता है। एनीथिंग कैन बी सेड टू बी सॉलिसिटेशन सर। अब क्या कर रहे हैं क्या नहीं कर रहे हैं। और मैंने तो देखा सर, मैं सीनियर एडवोकेट्स की मैंने एड्स देखी, मैंने फेसबुक के ऊपर स्पॉन्सर्ड, पता नहीं कहाँ कहाँ पे, इंस्टाग्राम वगैरह के ऊपर। तो ये तो वैसी चीज है दैट नो वन नोज। एंड आपने जो बात कही सर, आप ही की बात पे सर, आई विल स्टिक कि जो इग्नोरेंस है या फिर जो नॉलेज, ज्ञान का अभाव जहां पर है, डर वही है सर। और जो यंग है उसके पास ज्ञान का अभाव ही है, और इस प्रोफेशन में तो ज्ञान है ही नहीं उसके पास। और जो सर आप लोग जब ये बोलते हो कि हम अभी भी सीख रहे हैं, तो सर हम लोग तो किस जगह पर है कि हमें तो लॉ भी पढ़ना है, दुनियादारी भी सीखनी है, और वो कोर्ट क्राफ्ट भी सीखना है, सारी चीजें सीखनी ही सीखनी है। तो दैट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल पार्ट ऑफ इट। बट
एक
ये
चीज
चीजें
याद
सर एक बार
रखो,
एड्रेस हो
एक
जाए।
चीज याद रखो। अंग्रेज कह गए टाइम इज अ ग्रेट टीचर, और हमारे बुजुर्ग कह गए वक्त अपने आप सब कुछ सिखा देता है। वक्त और हालात इंसान को सब कुछ सिखा देता है। धीरू भाई अंबानी दुबई में या गल्फ में कहीं पे तेल की कंपनी में थे। टुडेज चिल्ड्रन आर द रिचेस्ट फैमिली इन इंडिया। तो देखो कौन सी चीज कहाँ किसको क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल जाती है, क्या उसका ब्रेक थ्रू करता है, ये तो खैर आई एम नॉट गॉड। I can't play with destiny, and I can't tell you what is destined. But one thing I am always against is that is despair. I always say hope and faith are two strongest and the most potent things in your armory. If you lose hope or you lose faith, then you are only heading for the darker times. But if you maintain them, भगवान कहाँ से दरवाजा खोलता है किसी को नहीं पता होता। कौन कहाँ किससे टकरा जाए, किसको कौन कहाँ, मैं नाम नहीं लूंगा, बट आई नो ऑफ अ पर्सन। जैसे तुमने कहा कि 2,500 रुपये सालाना दे के लॉ करके आ जाते हैं, एक केस में उस इंसान को किसी ने देखा, अच्छा बहस करते देखा। एक फ्रेंड थी, उस फ्रेंड के साथ उसके साथ रिलेशनशिप बन गई, उसकी वहां शादी हो गई। मेहनती लड़का था, धक्के खाता रहा सारी जगह। ससुराली रिश्तेदारी से किसी ने मौका दिलवा दिया, एक पैनल दिलवा दिया। वो पैनल मिल गया, अच्छा करा, परफॉर्म किया, औरों ने देखा, औरों ने उसको एडॉप्ट कर लिया प्रैक्टिकली। आज वो एक हाईकोर्ट का जज है। I have known his growth. I've seen his growth. No compromises, total mehnat, and just out of the blue help by somebody. किसने दुनिया देखी?
I think it's a beautiful Diwali story. So
Okay,
kind of
thank
you, so
you.
kind of you. Sir,
Happy
just one
Diwali to
final thing.
everyone.
Sir, and sir, on behalf of everyone who's here, guys, अगर आप विश करना चाहते हैं, I'm sorry, आपके सवाल तो सारे आज मैं ही खा गया. तो अगर कोई विश करना चाहता है भी सर को, तो I convey his wishes. Like obviously he's conveyed his. Jambal sir,
Can I do it?
sir, of course, sir, of course, sir. Rameshwar Singh Jambal sir, he's from Jammu Kashmir High Court.
हाँ
Sir
हाँ
is a very good mentor.
नमस्कार
Sir,
सर।
नमस्कार जी,
सर।
नमस्कार।
एक बात मुझे आपकी बड़ी पसंद आई, that lawyers are not meant just to defend or project the case of an individual. We have to fight for the society as well. And with the kind of knowledge which we have got, I think we can change the fate of this country also. I'm a small man trying to do whatever is possible within my competence. But I have got a special type of knowledge which I'm trying to impart to the others as to how the criminal behaviors can be modified. And if we can decrease criminality, because I live in a state where there is a lot of terrorism, lot of problem which is being confronted by the rest of the country. So on that count, I think if I get some time to converse with you, to share my ideas with the Delhi Bar, we can treat a different path. We can offer something to the government of India, to the rest of the society, as to how the criminal behaviors are acquired, how those behaviors can be modified by using Indian philosophy and Indian techniques. So on that count, I seek your blessings, I seek your cooperation, and I think that we can cooperate on these lines. And I think Keshav Sharma is giving a lot of platform to lots and lots of people like me, and so many other people, so that we can share our ideas, we can share our concepts, we can share our experiences to fight a common enemy, to fight a common problem which is being faced by the country. That's what I wanted to say.
Jambal sir, you're most welcome. But the first line you said that if we put our heads together, we can change this country. ये country बनाई वकीलों ने ही थी. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लिखने वाले जो थे मैक्सिमम वकील थे, और जो फ्रीडम फाइट में भी जो लीडर्स थे सारे, वो दे वर ऑल लॉ ग्रेजुएट्स एंड ऑल प्रैक्टिसिंग एडवोकेट्स, including some who became presidents of this country also.
Right, sir.
Be it Rajendra Prasad ji, be it Zakir Hussain Saab, be it Mr. Venkatraman, all of them were lawyers. तो और आज की तारीख में भी कंजर्वेटिव पार्टी का हेड इन इंग्लैंड कैन ओनली बी अ पर्सन हु इज अ लॉ ग्रेजुएट. तो ये वकील जो कौम है, ये अपनी ताकत नहीं समझ रही इसको, जिसे हमारी माइथोलॉजी में कहते हैं ना, somebody needs to be a जामवंत to tell हनुमान his powers. तो हमारी ताकत हमारे को हम समझना नहीं चाहते, ये तकलीफ है. अगर हमारी ताकत हमारे को बताई जा रहा, हम अपनी ताकत को रियलाइज करें. तो कोई ताकत नहीं है धरती पे जो हमारे को ग्रोथ से रोक दे. Unfortunately, we are still fragmented by our domestic walls. रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर जी कह तो गए, deliver me from such an evil. into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. तो वो country awake ही नहीं होना चाहती, जागना ही नहीं चाहती, तो क्या करे?
कोशिश कर रहे हैं सर पिछले for the last 32 years, 35 years, I'm trying to do it. I don't know how much I have succeeded, but I have tried to take people along on these lines, so that something, if we can succeed in changing the life of 100 people, or maybe 200 or 500 people, that
I'll
will be
share
enough.
your work with Mohit, sir. Jamal sir, I'll share your work with Mohit sir. So he's done very exceptional work on criminology with all prisons across India. So, sir,
ठीक है,
deeply grateful to you, Mohit sir. Absolutely.
thank you,
Jamal sir,
thank you.
grateful to you. Happy Diwali to everyone, sir, to you, and to everyone who's joined us. If you're still with us, deeply grateful to you, and I request you to kindly please share this interaction with your friends, with your colleagues, with anyone who can benefit from it. And sir, just one final thing, sir, one word you can say for us also, what we've done so far.
Keshav, you got me into this web speaking 2-3 years back also. I feel this is perhaps a good medium, and you're doing a good work because you are able to disseminate the information to people, and they may not get the time right now to join us, but then they can, using fast forward technique, they can come and read and understand whatever we have said. Though this one was only a charcha and a communication, unfortunately, it happened only one way, because you had a long list of questions and you made me also speak a lot on the personal side more than the
So
interaction side.
that was the real goal. So ये आप ही से सीखा है मैंने कि किताब तो वो खुद खोल के पढ़ लेगा अगर उसको सच में जरूरत होगी, ये कौन बताएगा उसको कि वो रास्ता क्या है, जर्नी तो आप, यही जर्नी तो पता चला आज हमें आपसे.
Chalo, I hope it benefits anyone. Or just to take cue from Jamwal साहब, when he said कि 100 जनों की जिंदगी, मैं तो कहता हूँ हर एक इंसान अगर एक जिंदगी को भी इम्पैक्ट कर सके अपने स्फीयर में, तो his life is made. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Grateful to you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you everyone who has joined, and wish you a very happy Diwali. Take care.
Happy Diwali once again. Thank you.